I'm Sarina Teflon and I live in Stetters Heights, number 15 Fennel Crescent, mother of 2 children, Kaylin and Katie. He was from the first people that goes to the factory, and he's still there almost for 4 years.
I've been an accountant since 1972. In 1979, I started my own accounting practice and worked since then for the past 35 years as an accountant. My name is David October. I'm the founder of iSolar. We are a manufacturing company manufacturing solar water heaters in Killarney, Western Cape. I'm married. My wife's name is Gertrude. I got 2 children. The idea of iSolar started when one of my clients approached me and we went to China to investigate the importation of fridges and air conditioners. We went to the city of Guangzhou, where there is a huge trade fair, and while we were there, we came across this one floor of renewable energy. And I told him, we are in the wrong business. We must look at something else, something that is not in South Africa at the moment, that is going to be an industry for the future. And we must look at the renewable energy sector. And this is where we must focus on. I came back to South Africa. I designed a business plan and drafted a business plan and applied for funding from the National Empowerment Fund. The response of the NEF was that we must try to approach local manufacturers to procure solar geysers, not to import, because we wouldn't be able to create jobs. But there were no companies in South Africa manufacturing solar water heaters at the time. We started manufacturing our own solar water geyser in January of 2007. In May of 2007, the guidelines came out to build low-pressure solar water geysers. And our geyser, being an internal float, wasn't compliant to the SABS requirements.
My name is Christopher Jacobus. I was born in Pretoria. I'm married for 20 years. I moved to Cape Town 3 years ago. I brought down my family. I've got my 3 sons. My uncle wanted to take his business to the next level. And his dream was to manufacture his own solar water heater. And he approached my brother-in-law and myself to join him to take it to the next level.
Christopher was a mechanical engineer at BMW at their Rossmann plant in Pretoria. Alistair was the plant engineer of Nissan. They saw the challenge to take iSolar to greater heights, and they really did wonders.
I think his timing was perfect because both my brother-in-law and myself, we needed something different in our careers. And we thought to ourselves, let's take on this challenge and see where we can take this company. The first thing that we must do is actually get if we start doing the solar water heater, we must get it SABS approved. And the other big challenge was to get the factory SABS approved with the least amount of money, because we didn't have a lot of money to spend, and it's like we only had one chance and you must get it right the first time.
I applied for funding to have our geyser SABS approved. I then heard about the Small Enterprise Development Agency, SEDA, and their assistance for small SMEs in the manufacturing sector.
When we came here, we actually got a shock because we only had a small workshop. I think there was 2 machines here. It was the manual bender on that side there. We had a drilling machine and we had a guillotine. And actually I thought to myself, how are we going to get this thing SABS approved for this workshop? And just through hard work and dedication and a passion for what we are doing, we built the geyser, we sent it to the SABS, and we passed first time. In fact, it was one of the best geysers that those guys tested. We outperformed our competitors, which I think is a big achievement because we had to build it with what we had.
And now we have a proudly South African, locally manufactured solar water geyser for our small company.
If you're a customer and you buy a product and if you got the stamp SABS, it gives the customer peace of mind. For us to get that mark will open up doors for us, because the SABS speaks for itself. You don't have to market it. And we knew that was our benchmark, and if we get the SABS, people will know what product we are building.
With the certification of our solar water geyser, our staff component of the factory increased from 10 to 25. It is policy of the national government to develop the renewable energy sector, and SEDA is one of the agencies of the DTI to carry out that policy. SEDA assisted us with the grant funding for the SABS certification of our solar water heater, for the ISO 9001 process of our factory, and the grant funding for plant and equipment which we use in the manufacturing process of the solar water geyser, to the value of 600,000 rand. We contacted the city for work in the green energy space, and then they referred us to the Department of Environmental Affairs, because they won the Cleanest City Award, which was 1.5 million rand, and they had to spend that money on a renewable energy project. And then they identified status heights in Q-Town for solar geysers, and they recommended us to the Department of Environmental Affairs as an implementing agent.
Status Heights is a very poor area. There's lots of people is unemployed, and now you know the children running around and everything. They don't go to school because they're too poor to send the children. Children can't go to school without food, something to eat or whatever.
The 1.5 million rand had to be spent on creating jobs for the local people of Q-Town, and the supply and installation of the solar geysers for the beneficiaries. Being the first renewable energy company to be registered as an implementer at the Department of Environmental Affairs was a great achievement. We were elated because this is the first for our company to be part of an expanded public works project. The people which we employed on the project was identified by the steering committee, and they gave us a list of people to be employed on the project. The extra skills of that 15, we got now 3 permanent employees who worked on the project, working in the factory, in the manufacturing process. They can do now welding, they are urethane operators, they can assemble the geyser, they can install the geyser. That's how they progress their skills from the time when they were unemployed and without experience.
I'm Faisal May. I live in Status Heights, Q-Town, Edland. I work at iSolar. The job I do at iSolar is I'm a welder, and I'm very proud to be a welder because I've learned a lot. I've learned to operate machines at work also.
I'm Kaylan Stefan. I'm from Status Heights, Fenner Crescent. I'm a 15. A lady came to me to say, "To looking for work?" I said, "Yes, no problem, I will go for the interview." So the next day I just go to the interview, and I got the job. And they said I must come the next day again to come work. I was making what's named the legging. I was doing the legging, the foam, urethane. Yeah, I can do everything with the job. The foam, cover the geyser with the foam to keep the heat inside. It don't get cold so quick or so. And I make the foam, yes. The chemicals, mix the chemicals and so. And just pour it now in the jeep. I'm working by iSolar for 4 years now. I don't think I'm going to work by iSolar. Yeah. But yeah, I'm by iSolar now. Yeah, we all cool with other family, and all brothers, sisters, and so. 2 sisters. We don't get cross with each other. It's family.
I'm proud of him, yes. I work my butt over him for them actually. I was working in engineering myself. I was an operator, machine operator.
The problem with Kalen and then the people of Q-Town is quite a distance to travel to Kelani Gardens, and they prepare to travel and to learn his skills and to enhance his skills here at iSolar. The factory is run by Christopher as operations director. He established the manufacturing process, the different stations, and he trained these people in the various manufacturing processes.
The raw material will come in galvanized, 1.6 millimeter, 0.5 millimeter galvanized, and we use 0.5 millimeter 3 or 4 stainless steel. From there onwards, the sheets will be cut into sizes at the cutting station. From there, these sizes will be punched on the punching machine, and then after that, it goes again back to the cutting machine to cut it into smaller sizes. And then from there only, then you can start processing the material. Stainless steel will go to the welders. The welders will weld the inner tank and the assistant tank. From there onwards, the inner tank and the stainless and the assistant tank will be pickled. Pickling process is where you remove the impurities of the welding from the weld. Then you've got the separate process, the polyurethane station, where we create these molds. And then after the inner tank is welded, it goes for water test. And then from the water test, it goes to assembly. And then the polyurethane station will take the polyurethane, the insulation, to the assembly, where they put the inner tank and the insulation together without the cladding. We've got the assembly, the packaging, and where we put on the stickers and the wrapping and stuff. So it's basically that. It's about 7 processes in total.
But being the only DE company in the Western Cape, or even in South Africa, manufacturing solar water geysers, because all the other geysers come from China. And the Chinese geysers are our main competition.
Can we take on certain people? Can we take on the Chinese with their geyser? Make a product that's South African. And I think we got it right at the end of the day. Our geyser is very unique. Each and every component that we designed, we had to come up with new ideas. Because the trick was to build this geyser as manual as possible, to develop the people and teach them some skills. This geyser must be manufactured in such a way that all the components are loose. So when there's something wrong with a component, we replace that component. Whether it's the inner tank, the system tank, the cladding, the insulation. If there's a problem, you can dismantle it and replace whatever is wrong. And our competitors' geyser, that's not the case. When there's something wrong with their solar water heater, they must throw away the whole solar water heater. Whatever decision I make, there's a brick, a handbrake. Listen, do you have the funds? How are you going to generate that funds? So every time with each process, we had to think out of the box, and it was a nice challenge, and we overcame all those challenges. So there was a lot of innovations. Like for instance, we had to put in O-rings in our inner tank. You'll see we're the only company doing that. And even with our insulation, we use a polyurethane installation where we throw a mixture of resin and iso into a mold, and it makes these blocks that fits like a jigsaw puzzle, which makes assembly much easier. With the small operation we have here, we're employing around about 25 people. And if we increase capacity, we can increase jobs. And I think it's important to develop the people's skills. So in a way, it was a blessing in disguise for us to go this route, so that we can crawl before we start running or start walking or whatever. It is just divine intervention that we got certain stuff right in this company. We used to sleep and we used to dream about this geyser, how to solve problems. And the next day we used to come and it happened. We used to solve it. It is unbelievable what the journey that we had. It's a very new industry in terms of job creation. And I think that's a way forward. Why must you heat up water with electricity if you get the sun for free? We save each household in the region of 40% of the electricity bill just by replacing a solar water heater. So they benefit a lot. 40% can make a huge difference in somebody's life.
Haiti is an old age home in Stellenbosch. They got bulk solar water heating for 5,000 liters of water. They used to pay 15,000 rand a month to heat up that water. And they approached our company to do a mass solar water heating installation for them. We did it for them, and now their saving in electricity per month is 12,000 rand per month.
You know, if you start your own business or your own company, you must be more committed, because whatever decision you make, it affects you directly. I'm doing something that I love. So even if I work overtime, it's not that I'm working overtime because I need the money. It's because I want to do it.
I feel proud to have SABS approved solar water geyser manufactured in our factory locally by our people for the open market in the solar water heating sector. I feel extremely proud. The renewable energy sector is extremely important. This free energy will relieve Eskom with a considerable amount of kilowatts they have to produce for the national economy. According to with all the workshops and with all the conferences I attended over the last 2 years, this sector will create 500,000 new jobs. 500,000 new jobs nationally. That means that will be people in the manufacturing field, in factories, and people who will be doing the installations of the geysers. It's going to be one of the major role players to relieve unemployment in this country.
The job at iSolar is very important to me because why I have a family that I need to look after. I'm the only one who works at home. My dad is unemployed, mom is unemployed, I have a girlfriend and I have a baby that needs to eat. I feel very good having a job at iSolar because I was few months without a job, and being at home is no jokes because today's world is all about money. So you need money to provide for your family.
I want to build iSolar to have a national footprint. I want to have a factory in each province where I can train people in the manufacturing of our product. All my employees are aware of my visions for this company. Because if our company grows, they grow.